Here I am again, YouTube, only one day later, making another video about another comic haul. Seems to have been doing a lot of these lately. As I mentioned before, I think there's other hobbies that might not be so legal, but might be a little cheaper than what this hobby seems to be. But I'm still working on my Uncanny X-Men run. Was able to pick up several from the two local comic shops that I went to today. So, starting off with X-Men 89, X-Men 92. As you might know, there was a time when they started just doing reprints of the earlier Uncanny X-Men before they relaunched the series with Giant Size X-Men number 1. Classic Dark Phoenix storyline, Uncanny X-Men number 135. 136. Great cover there. Uncanny X-Men 104. Got a nice clean copy of that. Kind of an homage cover, as you might say, towards the original X-Men number 1. X-Men number 110. 115. A little later issue, number 511. And then the final issue of Uncanny X-Men 544. So I need like 4 comics to have everything from Uncanny X-Men number 130 through 544. So still rating the bins at all the comic shops and seeing what I can come up with, and making a few pit stops on eBay as well, but pretty close to it now. And then get into the more expensive issues, which I was able to pick up one of those today that I've been eyeing for a while, but I'll show it in a minute. Go into some Harbinger stuff. As you've seen on some of my other videos, I'm a product of the 80s and the 90s. So in the early 90s when Valiant came out, these were kind of harder to pick up in my area. So I've been digging into the nostalgia book with Harbinger number 4 and number 5. And a book that I've been eyeing for quite some time at the local comic book shop. I tried to get with the owner. I kind of did a spoiler right there, didn't I? But kind of been trying to get with the owner to see what he might could come up with, but he hasn't been in every time I went. So today I looked up and he was there and said, "Hey, I've been looking for this book right here. This is X-Men number 3. It's a CGC graded 4.0. And first appearance of the Blob, January 1964. And as I said, I was trying to get with the owner, never was in. He was in today. And unfortunately, this is one of those shops, and this is kind of a pet peeve of mine. They don't price any of their stuff. And so you really don't know if you're digging through back issue bins and the like, what you're kind of working with until you get up to the counter as to whether or not you say, well, keep this or I'll go with that. And that's kind of a pet peeve of mine. Just my personal preference. Everybody else can have their own opinion. But so he looked it up online, and back to this being my personal preference. My thought is, hey, know what you got in your store. Don't rely upon what's on eBay. Because if you just look what's for sale on eBay, just because it's for sale on eBay doesn't mean that it's sold on eBay. But anyway, back to the book, which is the subject of this video after all, right? But looked at it. He said, hey, this is what it's sold for on the low side. This is what it's sold for on the high side. I'll sell it to you for what's on the low side. So not scared to say I paid $300 for this book in a 4.0 grade by CGC. Not a fantastic deal, not the best deal that I've ever gotten, but I think it's a good deal, and certainly was one that I've been looking for to try to complete my Uncanny X-Men run. So picked up some other earlier issues that I'll be showing later when they come in off of eBay this past weekend. So been a busy couple of weeks in the comic book collecting world for me. But tell me what you think about the issues that I showed today. Let me know what you think on that deal. Was it really a deal? Would you have paid $300 for X-Men 3 for a 4.0 graded? Feel free to like, subscribe to my channel, comment down below. Until next time.